I started coming to UH as a very young girl because my mom completed her master's and doctorate at UH. So some of my earliest memories were the University Center or walking with my mom to go drop off papers to her class and going to her graduation at Hofheinz. But honestly, it was visiting campus when I was selecting a school and graciously receiving a scholarship that was the final tick that said, okay, I think UH is the place for me. Honestly, it wasn't until I came to freshman orientation that I was speaking to what would later become one of my mentors, Dr. Brenda Roden. And I said, I really don't want to be an undeclared major. I hear that's not the route to take. And she said, you should look at broadcast journalism. So I declared my major that day and never looked back. Though I don't work in that field, I think all of the skills that I learned in that degree path super transferable to any career, but especially mine in sales. I don't think I could have done more on campus. I was a very active member of the Honors College. I was a bleacher creature, an honors mentor, an honors ambassador. I was part of the Bonner Leaders Program. I was also a student recruiter, and that job on campus really pushed me down the path that would become my career that I have today, which is working in staffing. I was in Las Vegas my senior year as a bleacher creature, and my parents had gifted me the flights as my Christmas gift. And I go to a local Walgreens with a friend and run into a group of people, the majority of which I knew and one I did not. And that person 6 years later would become my husband. So what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas. I initially met with someone who worked for UHAA and asked about how I could get involved, and that began with the Valenti Alumni Association, and then I kind of stumbled my way into the UH Young Alumni Association, which was being reformed in 2019. I think I knew that the people in my life really needed a community and an avenue to get together, and so I remember that first happy hour that we did after COVID. We just had such a good turnout and such quick engagement. It just kept growing and people kept wanting to be involved. And I like it too because our generation of UH, the people that attended in the last 10 years, we have a different experience than my mom did or my older sister did. It's a new era. And I think we learned really quickly that this is what people want. We just have to make it available. I was so humbled to get the call from Mike. I don't think most volunteers get into it with the intention to win an award, but with how vast and large the university is, to be recognized was just amazing. And so just humbled is probably the best word, and shocked. So I'm incredibly grateful. I of course have to thank my parents for setting a very clear standard at a young age for what excellence is. I have to thank my older sister. I think her bringing me on campus made UH a kind of dream for me. And probably most importantly, I have to thank my husband. He allows me to take on all of these volunteer commitments and is always there with a smile at every event and joins committees and participates on boards. And I would do it regardless, but having his support and always being by my side is just so important to me.